Welcome to the weekly weather briefing from the National Weather Service in Spokane. Here is the overview for the week. In general, initially we're looking for benign weather conditions, except for a glancing threat of showers over southeast Washington and lower Idaho later in the work week, accompanied by the potential for some locally breezy conditions. Expect some chilly conditions over the next couple mornings with patchy frost. By the weekend, forecast confidence wanes as model disagreement increases, but we could see some showers by the weekend. So here's the broader weather picture. This is the satellite image of the central to eastern Pacific and western North America from today. Initially, the weather pattern shows a split flow, which keeps the storm systems and moisture away from the inland northwest. Point 1 shows a low off the California coast. Models track it inland between Wednesday night and Friday morning. Given the split flow, the brunt of that system is expected to remain south of the inland northwest, but may bring a glancing shot of showers to the southeast. Points 2, 3, and 4 show various systems in the Pacific that will interact through the week to potentially impact the Pacific Northwest next weekend. However, models diverge over exactly how this evolves, making for a low confidence forecast. For Tuesday and Wednesday morning, near freezing temperatures are possible, especially in the sheltered valleys and more rural areas. These areas are outlined in this image. Patchy frost will also be possible in these areas. Wednesday night through Thursday night, the low off the California coast tracks inland. At this point, models track the brunt of the low into the Great Basin, with moisture skimming southeast Washington and the lower Idaho panhandle, with slight shower chances. The rest of the area is expected to see some increased cloud cover. However, if the low tracks further north, the shower threat could also spread further north. Yet the threat of that happening is small. The passing low is also expected to produce some locally breezy west to northwest winds. Thursday looks like the best day for this, with speeds around 10 to 15 miles per hour possible, with isolated gusts to 20 miles per hour, starting near the Cascades and spreading out into the Columbia Basin. Then for this weekend into early next week, there is a lot of forecast uncertainty. A trough sits off the Pacific coast through this week. The contours in this image, the green lines, show the rough location of that trough around Thursday. After that, models diverge. Without getting too technical, the trough splits north and south. The southern split remains in the Pacific, not depicted in this image. The northern split either tracks east into Canada, scenario 1, which leaves the Pacific Northwest drier, or south towards Washington, scenario 2, which brings relatively wetter conditions to the Pacific Northwest. Usually we can look to model trends to increase forecast confidence. However, in this case, the two main forecast models have stuck to their solutions. In other words, the model that says the system will track north keeps saying it will track north, and the model that says it will move south keeps saying it will move south. The official forecast goes for something in between, which brings a slight threat of showers to the region. Regardless of the uncertainty, all solutions suggest it will become breezy towards next weekend, and temperatures will cool. The strength of the winds and the extent of the cooling remains uncertain. In addition, even if the wetter solution verifies, the system may be quick-moving and limit how wet it could be. Here is a quick look at just a few points across the inland northwest for the next 7 days: Republic, Spokane, and Lewiston. Afternoon high temperatures remain above normal through the week, with a cool down towards the weekend. Normal high temperatures this time of the year are around the mid-60s to near 70. Normal lows are in the upper 30s to mid-40s. The 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center is calling for better than average chances for drier than normal conditions and better than average chances of warmer than normal conditions. That is this week's briefing. Please monitor our forecasts throughout the week for updates. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you for tuning into this weekly weather briefing.